All right, but we are live with our second session of Forbidden Lands. We've got a new face. Our halfling disappeared in the middle of the night, but we got a new member joining us tonight. Um, our first session has racked up a ton of views, so it's awesome to be back and running this again. And I'm watching right now on Twitch, and I realize that the Discord icons are gone again, and it's driving me crazy.
Okay.
What is going on? They were working before we started. Son of a gun. That's okay. I'm gonna play around with it, but in the meantime, while I play with it, let's get we're gonna do character introductions again for the folks that are playing tonight. Not everybody has returned. Lavrovic, our sorcerer, is away tonight, but he'll be back in one of the following weeks. But we have a new member. We have a Gari who's joining us. But let's go ahead and kick it off. I'm going to go on the bottom of my screen, left to right. So let's start with Grit Snob.
All right. Grit Snob is a orcish scout who has decided to travel past the regions that his clans kind of inhabit in search of an artifact that is rumored and pretty much a legend that it will unite the orc clan. He's pretty large, and he is loyal, likes to fight.
Likes to fight. Cool. Yeah, that's Grit Snob in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
Raedric? Did I say that right? Raedric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yes.
Perfectly.
Yes.
So Raedric, as we established, is his name and how it's pronounced. He is a dwarf fighter from south of the Iron Lock. Had to escape some interesting domestic disturbances going on in his household, and is looking for greener pastures in the Forbidden Lands.
Yeah.
He has yet to find them.
Yes. He's found the Hollows and its messed up politics. Mornath. Mornath, are you there? Are you muted?
Oh, apparently I was muted.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Mornith is a half-elven fighter sent along to protect Lavoric, not appearing in this episode, for his holy quest. What that shrine is and to what god escapes me at the moment, because Mornith isn't really caring too much about that part of the deal.
I don't remember.
He's more interested in exploring this new land.
It is Maidenhome where you're headed towards. I have to look at the map.
Oh no, doesn't escape the player. It escapes Mornith.
Really gotcha.
Cares so much.
All right, so that takes us to our newest member of the party, who's not with the party just yet, but will be very shortly, and that is Agari.
Agari is a wolfkin druid. He is elderly, and he was ousted from his pack, tribe, whatever you want to call it, when there was a coup, and he sided with the old leadership. The new leadership would have him killed if they were to find him. He is thin and mangy, and looks very sickly, like many times old dogs do.
That's right, Wolfkin. All right, thank you for the introductions, fellas. I got it somewhat fixed. I don't know if you guys are watching on the Twitch while we play, but there's a big white box that shouldn't be there, but at least they can see the little icons and who's talking when they speak. So it's better than nothing. Last time it was just voices coming out of the thin air. So it helps a little bit for folks who are watching when they tune in again. So let's do a recap of last week, and this will be a group effort, and I will pitch in and help as well. So I'll start things off. You guys picked up the session, standing at the gates of the hollows. Go.
Well, the
Everybody
first
wants-
thing we do is
Wait.
find a bar.
That's right. And you found one right away. You found what was the name of that bar? I will find it for you in the meantime. Three Skulls
Racist
Tavern.
dwarf- Racist
Uh,
dwarf ball.
Yeah.
It was run by Brewmaster Yawim, who is a
Interesting
self-loathing
thing
dwarf.
about Yaman is that, yes, he's a dwarf who doesn't like dwarves.
That's right.
Yeah, well, this dwarf doesn't like that dwarf fucking either.
So, yeah, Raedric was forced to sit outside while you guys went in there. The rest of you were introduced to Yawim. I can't say his name. Yawim. And you guys were given a little bit of information about what was going on in the town. And what who remembers what that is?
I remember it was sort of set up so it was like a brewing, sort of a brewing rivalry between two different breweries in the town.
Not quite. It is known as the Beer
sort
War.
of.
Was it? Yeah.
The woman who runs the town, this barkeep is getting ready to or would like to expand his sales
Yes.
outside of the town, but the local what is she? Is
She's
she an
the
elected
village
official or is
elder.
it just her town?
Yeah,
Village
no,
elder,
she's
okay.
the elder. Mrs. Polymer? Got her name here in front of me.
Polymer.
Polymer. Yeah, thank you.
Right. So she doesn't want this to happen, and she has caused ships with his brew on them to be not let out of the docks just yet. As a matter of fact, as we ran into her later, she wanted to hire us potentially to make sure that those barrels of beer never left the dock.
Yeah. But she wouldn't get into it unless you guys agreed to said, I don't know, subterfuge. But you didn't.
No, and pissed her off royally.
Yes.
We're supposed to be gone by the morning, as a matter of fact.
Yes, you were
Yeah.
asked to leave this village come morning.
Pretty sure we also got put under a semi-house under house arrest or
Right.
something like that.
You do have a guard with you. But I do remember you guys like intimidating him. This is at the Dead Man's Hand Inn.
Oh no, we didn't intimidate him. We made him a buddy.
Right.
Gave him some fine ale or some kind of liqueur. Got him
Right.
drunk.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, so let me take us over to a picture of the hollows just to also help jog your memories. So there's the bridge that separates the two halves. Number 5. Ping it there for all of us. So the south side of the bridge is loyal to the self-loathing dwarf, Yaman, and the north side is loyal to Mrs. Polymore, the village elder. And we have the beer wars going on, and she wants to heavily tax the beer going out. He's got his boats there, number 6, right off the river, and he wants to ship his ale, his beer, all over the nearby countryside because it's got quite a name for itself. And yes, she's scared of outsiders coming in and riffraff and all sorts of shady characters coming to the village. So she wants to try and stop it. She's not happy with this. So we've got a little civil war going on here in the Hollows. The only other character that I believe that you ran across but didn't really interact with was the local Rust brother. And he was a big, large.
We ran
lumbering-
across him, but didn't interact with him.
Right. Big, large, lumbering fellow, scarred up face. Just
Oh
kinda
yeah.
walking around the village somberly. And then you also saw him drinking in the tavern as well, or later that night. But he was, or later in the day, but he was gone. When he went back. Oh, the other thing was there's a shrine, number 13, and they were worshipping some strange gods there, or leaving offerings to some rather strange gods there from what I recall. Which some of you were like, oh, I'm not cool with this, and this is weird. Let me see. Let me see what that was. Whale, Flow, and Nightwalker were the gods that had markings in there. And I think it was probably Larovic who was like, I don't like this. If I remember correctly. And then you tried to do some shopping. You went to the blacksmith's shop, and you had some wares on you that you're pretty sure had his markings on them from some militiaman that you ran into in session 0, so you didn't want to sell the gear to him. You instead went to the local general store. You tried your luck there. That didn't pan out so well. So you still have your swords that you guys picked up off some militiamen that were killed by a minotaur. And I think that covers everything. Did I miss anything, guys?
Sounds complete to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we ended it with you guys calling it a night at the Dead Man's Hand Inn. And you had your buddy watching the door, but you fed him some alcohol, and he was feeling good. He was feeling great. So you guys settled down for the night. And you're having a great night's sleep. You know, it's undisturbed. It's nice to be sleeping indoors. You guys have cots that you're on. But all of a sudden...
Go ahead. Sorry, can I interrupt just one thing?
Of
We're
course.
all sharing the same room.
You are. You're in a common room.
All right. And we are the only people here. There's not anyone other than us.
For travelers, correct. You're the only travelers here at this point in time. They
Right.
had mentioned last session that others had been through here.
Right. Can I push up a chair or something underneath the doorknob? Don't really trust the proprietor.
Yeah, of course you can. Shove something under up against the doorknob. Yeah. There's a chair in your room that you could push up against that.
Yeah, not necessarily to bar it, although that would be nice, but to definitely make noise if the door is opened.
Right. At least awaken you. Well, you guys are asleep for only a few hours, and you're awoken by a ruckus in the town. You look out the window of the room you're staying in, the common room that you're in, and you can see off to the west side of the village, over there beside number 18. I'll ping it here on the map. There is a blaze. The building's over there on fire, and the village is panicked, and people are running around. You can see people grabbing buckets of water from the river, trying to rush over there, but you also see people fleeing from the area in terror. Like there might be something else going on there.
Well, we're safe inside.
You are safe inside.
For now.
It's a dragon.
I might.
No.
I might be a fighter, but I'm not a firefighter.
How big are the windows? Like, do they open or are they barred?
They don't open. Good question. No, they're solid
Good
glass,
sign.
but they're like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Oh,
Decent sized window.
I'm not up cooked.
If you want, why doesn't everybody go ahead and make me a... Still learning these skills, and I'm looking at the skill sheet. What's the most appropriate? Let's say... Oh, heck, scouting. Just go ahead and make me a scouting roll. Just for fun, while you're
Oh,
looking out
boy.
the window. Everyone except for Agari. Oh, look at you guys. Yeah, waste all these good rolls on
Yes,
stuff like
nice.
scouting, right?
So we got 2 6s on that.
Yeah, you and Gritsnob both did. Oh, it's not showing up in the chat. There we go. Yeah, so all of you guys are looking at the window, and you see these small humanoid shapes carrying torches next to the buildings, and they look like goblins. You also see another humanoid shape nearby, kind of like stalking them. Doesn't look to be part of them, and it's a wolfkin.
Is the wolfkin also carrying a torch?
No, he is not.
Interesting.
But you guys that roll 2 6s, you see him. He's kind of like slinking in the shadows with his sword drawn or whatever. What do you carry, Gari? I already
A
butchered.
knife.
A
I'm a knife guy.
He's got a knife like a dirk or something. He's got out and he kind of gleams in the moonlight, and you catch a glimpse of it.
I definitely look back at someone.
Yeah. Suddenly the door flies open, and there's a couple of militiamen there that were with Mrs. Palomir the night before, and they're like, Up! Grab your weapons! We need your assistance! The village is being attacked by goblins!
Really?
Really?
Cross
sure?
my arms and stand there.
Come on, there's no time to waste.
I mean, we're supposed to be out here in the morning, man. I guess we should probably. Now it's a good time as any for us to leave.
Mrs. Palomir said she would pardon you if you assisted in the eradication of the goblins.
That's what I was looking for.
Gotta
Yeah,
give a little to get a
put the
little.
armor on. Get the spear.
Hurry! We're no match for these things.
For
The
goblins.
Yeah, I'm
village,
gearing
the
up.
village is ablaze. We can't let it spread. We must fight the fire.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna start gearing up because I'm pretty sure I don't sleep in chainmail.
I'm pretty sure you don't either, because it'd be very uncomfortable. But you are a dwarf, so I don't know. They're kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I like playing dwarves.
I'm a. I mean, now I'm questioning a lot of things about how dwarves sleep. Like, is it? They must sleep on rocks, so I imagine they don't really mind chainmail. Now that I think about it.
Because they live underground, so they have
It's
to
like
sleep.
cows. They sleep standing up.
Maybe they have
Sleep.
a creed.
Yeah, they're like a horse. They sleep standing up.
I did not know that about horses either.
I don't know. It's probably a wives' tale. But anyways, so you guys start gearing up and you make your way out there, and the village is just panicked. Like I said, you see people grabbing buckets of water and start making their way there, and militiamen are standing and trying to push the villagers back and tell them to stay back, that the village is under attack, and there's just general confusion. And you're accompanied by these two militiamen that came up to your room and burst in and asked for assistance. On your way out, you did see your friend. He was passed out, very drunk outside the room. And there's another guy kind of slapping him in the face and trying to wake him up, but he was pretty comatose. So you guys definitely did your job there in putting him to sleep and taking care of your chaperone, we'll call him for the night. But you guys are ushered through the streets, and you can see. You look over on the south side, and you see the villagers standing there with their arms crossed, and they're not crossing the bridge and helping. They're just watching. They're safe on the other side of that river, and they know that that fire will not jump over and get them. So they watch. They watch as the village starts to burn. And you guys
Gonna
are
watch your home burn.
well, exactly. You guys are ushered over to the grouping of houses there next to 18, to the right of 18, and you can hear some skittering and this kind of speech going on back and forth, and you don't really see where it's coming from, and then you turn a corner and you see like 5 goblins kind of standing there in various states of vandalism on these houses, torches and touching them to the houses. They're kind of, some of them are standing on each other's shoulders trying to reach the straw thatched roofs to light them, and you also see the wolfkin kind of skulking around the side of a building as well, or a house as well, and they haven't noticed him, but you've noticed him, and the two of you give each other a look, the two groups, kind of like a nod. What we'll do is we'll jump over here. We're gonna ping you guys over here. So we've got group of goblins. We've got the 4 of you. Now, there's yellow lines across there because I put those on there as the range bands, because that is a part of this game, is knowing what range you are, because it affects if you're doing ranged attacks or moving from range band to engage characters. So that's what each of those are there. They're not the prettiest, but I had to think of a way to get them on there so visually you guys knew how far apart they were and where you were in relation to the other characters and the NPCs. So you guys come around the corner, and as you do, one of the goblins catches sight of you, and he starts going off and pointing, and they all turn around, and they kind of slack-jawed, and some of them drop their torches. They all draw short swords, and you have their attention now. So what we're going to do, everybody's aware of everyone, so we don't have a surprise round. But what we're going to do is we're going to test combat, because we didn't get to do that last time.
We did for all of 2 seconds before we decided we didn't have to.
That was in session 0. We tested combat, and you guys talked your way out of it, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. All right, so I've added you all to the initiative tracker. I'm going to deal you all a card. All players.
Don't forget lightning fast. Deal me 2.
Oh, yeah. So you get 2 right off the bat. That's how we decided we were going to do that, didn't we?
However, we figured out there wasn't a specific way to do it. So it's however you decide.
There you go. Do you know what I should have done? Okay, scratch that. I got a better idea. You don't get those. Okay. Sorry. Deal.
Never saw him anyway.
1 card to you. Ugh. Okay, let's do this again. Sorry. First time, it's going to be a little rough. It's going to be a little bumpy. Okay, so
Still learning the ropes.
That's right. Ran out of cards in the deck. Okay. Deal 1, 2, Mornath. I don't know why everybody's getting a number.
I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, it's acting weird.
Oh, you're dealing to initiative order. If you want to be able to see the cards, you got to deal to the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta draw them from the deck.
You guys can draw, can't you? Why don't you go ahead and draw? Draw yourselves. I don't need to hand them to you. Grab 2. Mornath. Everybody else grab 1.
Higher is better or lower better?
Lower is better. So 1 will go first, 2 second, and so on and so on.
I got 6.
The goblin's got it.
And Mornath will go with a 4.
So now we'll fill that in. You got a 4. My goblin's got a 5.
Wait.
Agari, you got a 7?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Grit Snob 9.
Whew, Grit Snob the slow. Grit Snob the molasses.
The molasses.
Raydrick, I'm sorry, what'd you get?
6.
6.
The right side up 9.
Recall all. Boom. All right, there we go. So we've got combat. Ascending. Mornath, you're up first. So I do have a reference in the handouts. If you guys go over there's a handout and it's called Actions. And within that, it shows you the slow actions and the fast actions of combat. You got 1 slow and 1 fast. And reference that as it gets closer to your turn on what you want to do. So moving into a range band is a or a fast action, sorry.
All right, so then from where I am, moving there would be a fast action?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a charge. So we're in the place we came from. Goblins are not necessarily evil. I mean, they have a society, we trade with them, etc. So are these guys, am I seeing them setting fire to houses?
You did see them setting fire to houses, and you do recall as well that you were asking around if there was work, and you were told that there was a camp of goblins nearby that was causing trouble. That was something that was a rumor that was brought up last week or 2 weeks ago when we played. So you have a feeling this might be the same group of goblins. Agari, you were in the village before these guys. You had passed through here, and you were told of the rumors of the goblins that were causing trouble in the nearby area. So you've been tracking this band of goblins, and you've tracked them back to the hollows tonight, and you've witnessed them setting fire to these houses. But you've been tracking them for the last couple days, after you were told about their presence in the area and how they've been kind of bothering folks and farms in and around the hollows. So that's
how much are their... am I aware of how much their ears are worth?
You are. Did I say last week, guys? I don't even remember.
I watched it today.
Did you?
You said there was a bounty. I did. You said there was a bounty. You did not say how much they were worth, to my recollection.
Well, thanks for watching. So there's a bounty, and we're going to say each ear is worth 5 copper. No. Make it 1 silver an ear. How does that sound? 5 copper is nothing. These guys carry 6 copper. We got to make their ears worth more than the money in their pockets.
Is it only 1 ear per goblin, or is it 2 ears?
It's 1 ear per goblin. They want the right ear. We're gonna say, bring me the right ear, and you'll get a silver per ear. I'm making a note here so I don't forget that. All right, so Mornath, yeah, you ran up there, and you're toe to toe now with a goblin. So
yeah, fast action movement, and then engage pointy edge of spear into goblin.
Nice.
Oh, you're using a spear. Nice. Pointed weapon.
3 successes.
3 successes. Wow, look at you. So you're not going to re-roll any of that.
No, I think we're going to keep that.
Yeah, but I get to try to parry or dodge, don't I?
That's
so
a good
you're
question.
using a stab weapon.
Yes.
So I could parry, but at a -2. Now, let me ask you guys this, because I was looking through the rules at this today, and I couldn't really find anywhere, but I understood it as the -2 is -2 dice, not -2 successes. Or how do you guys... Am I interpreting that incorrectly?
I'd interpret it the same way.
Okay.
Mute year 0 by their other one. If they say a minus anything, unless they say successes, they mean dice. So that's what I would go with.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's pretty much universal when they're talking about anything. If you're dropping something, it's dice.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to run that by you guys and make sure we're doing this correctly, because again, it is the first time we're doing this, so we're bound to make some mistakes. So he's going to attempt to parry, and the short sword does have the parrying feature. So that means he does not have a -2 to his roll for parrying without a parrying weapon, because that's one of the rules. But he does have... No, he doesn't. All right, yeah, let's try to parry this. Well, he does get a -2 because you're using a stabby
You
weapon.
can do it.
Yeah, right? You can do it. So for parry, we got to roll melee, and we get to add our gear dice on. Let me open up my goblin character sheet here and pop it out of the window.
I shorted myself a die. Spear itself has a bonus die, and then I have a bonus for spear fighting.
Roll me another d6. Let's throw it on there.
Yeah, I'll just pop it in the chat. Nope,
Okay.
didn't matter.
Cool. All right, so melee and short sword, I believe, gives him 1. Let's see here. I've got it on his character sheet. 2. Nope. He's taken the brunt of that. And that is his slow action now, I believe. No, fast action. Pardon me. Yeah, that was his dodge or parry is a fast action. I'm referring. I also have the GM screen here beside me, and I keep looking at that between looking at all the other reference materials. Okay, so how much damage did you do? You did
Well, the spear says 1 damage, so is that just 1 point?
plus one for every 6 you rolled as well.
Oh, so 4 points of damage.
Um,
Go on.
the first 6 isn't
the
additional damage. The
first
first one's
success.
just to confirm.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
3.
that clarification. I told these guys the other day as well, if I'm getting something wrong or I'm missing something, please tell me. I don't mind. I'm learning this system as well, just like you guys, so I am going to forget things. So if something is incorrect, step in, let me know, and we'll correct it, because we want to play this the proper way. So how much was the base damage, I'm sorry, on your spear? 2?
Base damage is 1, and
1.
then 2 extra successes over the original, so 3.
So 3. Okay, so you kill this goblin. What does that look like?
Oh, I just run him through and pull out the spear swiftly.
All
Very
right, so he's like
nonchalant,
dangling on the spear. Yeah, and you pull it. I don't know, you put your foot on him and yank it out, and he's just kind of gurgles and blood pools out of his mouth, and he drops to the ground and looks over at the others. Why me? All right.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yes.
So under Path of the Blade, it says when you hit with the close weapon, spear fighter. Sorry, you get +1 when you attack with the spear, pike, halberd, etc. This is a talent. Okay, so where does that +1 go? Because it matters when you push. Does that go under for the weapon? Does that go under your base? Where does the +1 go?
Spear fighter?
Okay, it's a talent. So if you get a bonus from a talent, which pool does it go in? Base, skill, or gear?
I think it goes bonus, doesn't it?
Just as a bonus? Okay.
I feel like that makes more sense.
Well, then there's a problem, because in the roller, you have to use the advanced roller when you're doing anything complicated, but there's no bonus place. There's only base, skill, and gear.
You're right. The way the character sheet is laid out, there is no place for the bonus. And we, for now, until someone develops another one, I think we're just going to have to keep rolling an additional d6 like we did. Gari says skill die. Is that an answer to what he's asking?
Yes. So because with gear and ability die, ones count against you if you push, but the bonus die you get from talents, ones don't count against you if you push. You get to reroll ones if they're in the skill die. That's where they go.
Okay, so talent
That
bonus
makes-
is skill. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I think you're still going to have to roll a bonus d6 because there's no way to plug it in additionally.
I can just add 1 more to the skill. In the advanced skill roller, just add another 1 to the skill.
To melee.
Well, no, you've got base, skill, and gear. So base would be strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Base would be
Skill
the attribute.
Right. So skill would be melee, and
Yep.
the gear would be whatever you get from the gear. So the +1 bonus would just be added into the skill.
Yeah, like into
that-
your melee roll is what you're saying, or
Correct.
yeah, let's go with that. We're working with what we got, and I'm cool with that. That makes sense. Because yes, you wouldn't take damage from pushing a talent. Okay. That takes us to the goblins. Oof. He's gonna go there. Now, another thing. Let's talk about movement and going from range values. So you've got short and you've got near. And the way I read it was, this guy could close the gap here, but he couldn't go near in the same turn. Next turn, he could close that gap. Is that also how you guys understood it? Or if I went from here into this space, he could automatically just be right next to you? Because there are distinct range bands, and there is a difference between near and short, or whatever they are. Near, short, long, open zone, rough zone.
Well, if you look at the slow actions, a charge says you have to be at near range, and it puts you into melee. So it seems like that is at least a slow action to go from near to melee.
Well, charge is a talent, though, right? Yeah.
No, it's an action. It's just an action.
Yeah, it's on the
Slow action chart.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
at the very bottom. But no, wait, you do need the melee charge
Melee
talent.
charge talent
Oh,
is
you
what
do.
I'm reading. So I
Oh,
believe it's a
okay.
talent specifically you have to buy to do a charge. Otherwise, run is what we're using to move.
Well, in that case, then I should
Yeah.
not have been able to charge this goblin either. Then,
Well, you didn't charge it, but you moved adjacent.
oh, actually, yes, I could
He was
because
standing there, and you just went here, and you moved adjacent to him. You guys, there is a range band between you, but you are next to one another.
well, spear can attack at near range anyway, so I could have done it regardless because I didn't have to get right in close because I could
Mhm.
attack from near.
Right,
Okay.
right. You have the range or the reach on it. Sorry. So how do you guys want to play this? You want to say he can go from there to there, or it's you guys go from and you enter a range zone, and then next round you can engage.
Well, it seems if there is a charge ability, that's what the charge ability would do, is to
Right.
allow you to go from range right in, and so you need the ability to do that.
So that's how
That's what it
I'm
seems
reading
like.
this. He's gonna go there though. He can get adjacent to you there. And he's gonna go there.
Yeah.
And this guy's in the same zone as you. And I'm gonna roll for it just to make it fair on where last guy's gonna go. Sorry, Wolfie. I rolled. It was random. I'm not out to get you.
Oof.
I know death is
Oh,
inevitable in this game, but I don't want to kill you your first session.
Let's not pick on the new guy.
You guys want the extra goblin?
Sorry, new guy.
Sorry, new guy. Let's do that. Let's not pick on him. All right. I don't want to kill him in his first combat. That's not cool. All right, goblins. So the one next to I almost called you Larovic. Mornath. He's going to swing at you. Whoa, I just put 20 for my gear dice. That's not correct. And he misses. Did I get any ones? No. How about I push this?
Oh boy.
Let's try these rules out. So I'm gonna push. I need to put a little pool, I think, for myself, so you guys know as well how many willpower points I have. All right, so he hits you.
Yeah, but he got a 1 during the push.
He did get a 1 on his gear, so his gear is going to get damaged in hitting you. So what does that look like? How do you damage his gear as he swings and connects?
It's poorly put together. The axe sled goes flying.
But he does manage to graze you.
Okay,
doing
so I have armor. How does this work?
Oh, what armor do you have?
I have both studded leather with a rating of 3 and a shield with a rating of 1.
So your armor eats the damage because he'd only do 2. Your shield is used also for parrying and parrying, but yeah.
Well, I believe when your armor takes damage, though, so like it has a rating of 3, if I'm taking 2, my rating is going to drop down to a 1. So it would be beneficial to try and parry if I can.
But you've used your 2 actions for this round, unfortunately.
Oh, you got to save actions.
When you
for
suffer
parrying.
damage from a physical attack, you roll a number of gear dice equal to the armor rating. Every success you roll decreases the damage by 1. This roll does not count as an action and cannot be pushed. If any damage penetrates the armor, its armor rating is decreased.
Okay, so I have to roll to see if it evades the damage first.
So 3d6 or 4d6 with your shield.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 4d6 with your shield.
Oh wow, nothing, not a thing. So I'm gonna
You,
2 damage.
Wait a minute.
I don't think you rolled any dice,
No.
Mornath.
Yeah.
They're all
It says
blank.
0d6 out of 6.
Why don't you just roll?
Okay, I put it in the
3d6
advanced roller. I'll just do it by. There. Still nothing.
Yeah, still nothing. So that's
On the bright side, you got
2
11.
damage. Yeah, plus side you got 11. Double ones.
Doesn't mean anything, but still.
All right.
Gotta look at.
I got 1 willpower point. I gotta write that down. And the other one is gonna attack our new friend. See, I can take it easy on the new guy, but not you veterans, because you guys have a session under your belt.
Oh yeah, we're fair game.
No, I don't want to kill you guys either. That's not fun. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, whiff. I'm going to let this one go. New guy.
Oof.
Raedric, you are up. You've got a couple of goblins in front of you, chittering and chattering. They're laughing. They're also a little. The one over there by Marnith is concerned because he's looking down his dead buddy, even though he managed to connect with his short sword.
Well, I'm gonna. So moving to the goblin, like right here, would just be me moving.
Yeah.
For fast action, it'd just be run.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I think I might. How you say? Just do that.
Do it.
This isn't a rough zone or anything like that, right?
No. This is all clear terrain, so nothing here is going to impede your movement unless you decide to climb up a tree over here or on the roof of a building. Then you're looking at rough terrain. But no, you're out in the open.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna move towards this guy and make a swinging motion attack with my trusty old warhammer.
Yeah. Let's bash in a
So-
goblin skull with a warhammer. I like it.
So bonus to 2 gear dice plus the 2 melee, and that's 3. I want 2, and 5. Am I getting this right?
Pardon me, you broke up there.
I'm just trying to count it out. So the bonus for the warhammer, that's plus 2. So I add that into the dice roll.
Yeah, Warhammer's
addition
plus
to
2.
this-
So when you click the button, when you click melee, I think it asks you for like bonus or something. It doesn't specifically say gear die, but just put a 2 in there for that box that pops
Okay.
up when you click the melee button.
Copy. Wait,
And
where's the?
that'll
okay.
roll 2 dice under your gear dice.
2 gear dice. Let's go. I did a
You connect.
attack.
You connected. So Warhammer does 2 damage.
That is correct. For now.
For now. He used his fast action already, so he cannot attempt to dodge or parry. He didn't use his slow action.
Does he have any armor on?
No, he does not. He is unarmored. It appears that they're carrying short swords and slings, and they're just kind of wearing like furs and kind of patchwork clothing. So you connect, and 2 damage is enough to kill him. So what does that look like when you bring your warhammer down on a goblin?
Warhammer for a dwarf isn't exactly a huge weapon. It's not like big enough to like completely envelop him like a Looney Tunes cartoon. But I imagine it's enough to like just like clock him on the back side of the head, like
Yeah,
get him to hook around and then slam him into the ground
yeah,
face first, so that
for sure.
he just sort of sticks out.
Yeah, he goes splat.
And plus I think he's dead.
And he's dead. Yeah, you kind of poke him a little bit too, when he's on the ground, just to make sure. And yeah, he doesn't move.
Nudge him with my foot politely.
Cool. All right,
I guess that's it.
that's it for you. Agari, you're up. You're toe to toe here with the goblin. He took a swing at you, and you kind of dodged out of the way, sidestepped. What would you like to do in retaliation?
I guess I'm stab him with my knife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right for the belly. This little guy.
Open him up. Okay. So you got one success. What do you want
now,
to do?
Yeah, let's just say when he goes to swing with his short sword,
Mhm.
On the back swing, I step up real close to him, like
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold him like an infant, and just right in the stomach.
Nice. Just kind of like cradle him and just stab. I like it. Oh, what have you guys picked up? Who is this wolfkin joining your party? Do you want to push your roll? Because you can, even though you were successful.
You know what? I would like to push that roll.
Because that one is on the skill die, right?
It is, and I like those odds. Those are good odds, and I'd like this goblin to be dead next round. So we're gonna. All right, we're gonna push that.
Oh, okay.
No changes. That's okay.
Okay. That's not. Oh yeah, it's on an additional one. It carried your one over, right?
Yeah, that it carried. Yeah, in the advanced roller, if you set it up to where you have a success already.
And you don't get any willpower either because you didn't take any one. You know, ones or skulls were rolled. Okay, cool. Grit Snob, Snob the molasses. You're up.
Yes. So, some still left.
Save the best for last. The big lumbering orc.
I can move.
Are you still wearing your full face mask? Or
yeah.
Helmet? You haven't
Put
revealed
it
to
down.
the town yet that you're an orc?
Nope. So I am going to... I think it's a slow action for me to move to another zone, right?
To move is a fast action.
Oh, even across zones. Okay. And then I'll attack this guy right here.
Okay, yeah, the one that took a swing at Mornath.
So he's roaring and spittle's going everywhere. Let's see.
You guys can...
He can be...
He's trying to talk, but he's here. He's got the full face mask and also the tusks under there.
So I had the bonus and the damage dice together? Or just the bonus?
Just the bonus. So what weapon are you using?
I have a flail. Heavy-edged hook.
A flail, huh? So that is a bonus of 1. So you put 1 on your roll. So, ooh. So you connected for 1 damage. Now you could push your roll, but you got 2 1s on your base die, or dice, and a 1 on gear. So you're gonna take damage to your gear, and you're gonna take like stress to yourself. So you may not want to push.
But you said I don't want to push?
You probably don't want to. You might drop dead. I don't know.
He's an orc.
I'm gonna look at your stats right now. Yeah, you're gonna damage your gear. So and your gear only has 1 gear die. So if you end up taking that point of damage to it, like your flail is just gonna like break in 2.
All right, I won't. So I don't push it.
Remember, that's a big thing in this game is like gear management. Your gear is going to break all of the time.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I can get a decent flail from this place, so.
Okay, so that takes us back to the top of the turn order. Something that you can also do in this is you can exchange initiatives. That's one of the, I believe it's the fast actions you can do. You don't have to. I was just reminding you guys that is a thing in this. If you want someone else to act sooner or later, you can exchange your your
Question.
initiative. Yeah.
So let's say we didn't move
Mhm.
and didn't do anything to use our fast action.
Yeah.
Could we use our fast action to go before the goblins? Can I exchange it with them, or does it have to be a willing party?
It has to be a willing party, the way it's described in the rule book.
Okie dokie.
Oak told you in chat there, Grit Snob, to go ahead and push. He told you, be a punk rocker, you half sissy.
I want him to last a little longer. I know he's an orc. He really should have put, but
That's funny. So back at the top of the turn order. So you're toe to toe with this guy now, Marneth. So you don't need to move.
Right. So stabbity, and I'll reserve that fast action to parry if I need to.
Right, exactly. If anybody has heavy weapons, you can do things like swing weapon.
yeah, that's what I.
Just
Waiting for
a reminder, just looking at those actions. This is again our first combat. We're learning it, so there's more than just walking and attacking like in some other games. So we're getting familiar with our actions. But you connect.
Only one success that time.
That's all you need.
But I can push it. So I rolled a 1, didn't I? But it's on a base die. So would that count? Yeah, I guess it would. That would decrease my strength, right?
You didn't roll a 1. You rolled 1 success. If you
Oh,
hover
one
over them,
success, right?
You don't have any 1s at all in your rolls.
Right. So I could push. Okay. Let's do that.
Let's push.
So when you push, you just re-roll it.
Yeah, you put aside any 1s, but you didn't have any.
Okay, so it's just a complete re-roll then.
And you put aside your successes as well, correct?
Oh, so I remove 1 die from my strength then.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to go to the advanced roll.
I'll tell you this. You've killed him, but I have a feeling you're pushing to get some willpower. Am I correct? And that's cool.
Exactly.
You can do that.
Exactly.
I'm fine with that. I know we talked about doing it unnecessarily, but in the heat of combat where you're like swinging, you might not realize that your target's dead yet.
I wouldn't know.
Right.
I wouldn't know that he only can take 1 point of damage.
Right. You want to finish him off. You want to be sure this thing's dead. And I'm okay with you guys, pushing a combat to get those willpower points.
Oh, my spear breaks.
Did it only have?
Wait, no, that's not a
2
1.
1s.
Oh yeah, 2 1s on the gear die. Oh, and a bunch of 1s on the base die.
So you take
ouch
3 points to your strength,
which means I'm broken now.
You are broken.
Yeah, I have 5
the
strength,
heck?
and I already took 2.
Oh, are you?
I took 2 damage last round, so 3 more
Look how
is 5.
excited. How excited.
Yeah, high excitement. And I take 2 1s on the gear dice, which means the spear breaks as well. But do I still get the 1 success? So does he die anyway?
Yeah, you still get the
With a
success on the
broken
last one. So you kill him. So what does this look like?
Oh, it's a trade of blows. Like I go in thinking I've got him, and then as I'm smirking, his axe comes down on me. So we both go down. And the head of my spear breaks off in his body.
All right. So strength. Here, I'm turning the section here for broken. So I'm going to read the section on strength. You're knocked senseless. Roll for a critical injury for the type of damage you suffered. We'll go turn to that page. If you're not dead, you can only crawl and mumble through the pain. You can't perform any other actions, and you can't roll for any skills. So let's...
Oh, exciting. So what is the die roll for the critical energy?
Let's see. Page 196.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I believe pushing is considered non-typical injuries.
So it's not a critical.
There's different types of critical. Are you saying non-typical is a type, or non-typical isn't critical?
Non-typical's a type. there's critical injuries for stab wounds, for blunt wounds, for edged wounds,
I
right?
see what you're saying. Yes. Slashing, blunt. Yeah, cool. Stab wounds, critical injuries, other, critical injuries, horror. Oh. I'm just turning the page here. So there's
So it would
slashing,
be
blunt, stab.
non-typical is
Other.
an other. Non-typical is an other, and it can be lethal apparently.
Okay, so it's a D66 roll, right?
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, it looks like it's a D66.
But it says non-typical damage, lethal, yes. D6 days time limit. You remain conscious until you die. But it says pushed damage, lethal, no. Effects during healing, none. So this is pushed damage that you took. So I'm reading this as it's non-lethal. You're just basically out of combat.
Okay, so
Because there's no
don't get a
roll on that
critical
table,
injury?
right? It's just dashes. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
are. It's on page
Just
199.
dashes,
So there's no actually roll on this table.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not. Okay, so I'm not dying, but I am out.
You're
knocked
out. You're mumbling on the ground. Is that how you
Take
guys
that,
are reading this as
bastard!
well? Because it's push damage, that it's non-lethal.
Yeah, that's how I read it.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Cool.
so it ends up taking 2 points of damage, and we're both down.
Grit Snob is laughing.
Do I still get the willpower point from the push, or
Yeah.
no? So you get 1 willpower point each time you push, or for each success on the push?
It's for each skull. It's for each one.
Oh, for each 1 on the push. Wow. So I've got 5 willpower points from that. Hey, it was worth it if I survived.
Let me turn to the page with pushing, but
I think it'll be 3. I think it only counts the ability damage.
44, pushing your roll. So skill die. So gear dice. If you push your roll, does not. I must also push your weapon. Da, da, da. Willpower. So for every 1 you roll on your base dice, weapon dice do not count. When you push, you get a willpower point in addition to any damage suffered.
Okay, so 3 willpower points.
3 willpower.
Nice.
Okay, so that means I have 4 willpower points. I had the one from my goblin. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
Let's put there. We'll put the little kind of tired face on you. Goblins. All right, so that goblin sees you laughing, Grit Snob, and he's going to slash at you with his short sword. What you looking at?
I can parry.
You can. Do you want to see if he hits you first?
Yeah.
Before you do that. Oh! Well, he hits you.
So
Do you want
I
to
get
try
1
and
free
parry?
parry. Yeah, I get a free parry
What?
every round of combat.
What is this? What is this nonsense?
Defender.
This
Talent.
witchery. It's like your character from Zweihander all over again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say.
Rank 1, you get 1 free parry for every round of combat. The extra parry does not count as one of your actions around. Alright, go for it, Grit Snob.
Yep. Deja vu.
I've seen this character somewhere before. Except he's a dwarven pit fighter.
You're right. Do I roll melee?
Yeah, you're parrying, you said?
Yeah.
Does your weapon have the parry feature to it? You said it's a flail? No, it does not.
No, it has the hook thing, which I was looking for. Those hook. No, it's heavy edged and hook.
Okay.
I
so
do have
you
a small
don't get
shield, but I don't think I can use it with this two-handed because it's heavy.
Are you parrying? Oh, it's two-handed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's two-handed. Never mind. Because I was going to say, if you're parrying with a shield, you get a bonus. You're parrying without a shield, and this
Without.
is a slashing weapon. Let me just confirm. Yeah, it's slashing. So parrying with a weapon versus slashing, there's no plus or minus to that, but you get a -2 because you're parrying without a parrying weapon. So it's going to be -2 dice. Whatever, however you want to factor that in.
Oh, it's -2 dice?
Yeah, because you're parrying without a weapon without the parrying quality to it.
Okay, so let me see my strength. Strength is 4.
This is like a free
Melee
action for you anyways. It
1,
doesn't-
5. Yeah, so I rolled 3 dice, I guess. Where's the advanced roll? I should roll. Alright, just roll. Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, what does that look like?
So as he sees the goblin raising the I guess he has a sight. What does he have? A
He's
sight?
got a short sword. He's just got a little short sword that he's carrying. He's waving at you and like and slashing at
I
you
just
wildly.
slam the flail down into the dirt and let the short sword catch on the chain.
All right. When that happens,
Flail.
he gets in close to you, even though he's like really short, and he goes, "I know what you are."
I know what you're gonna be.
Orcs! Orcs! He starts
Yeah.
shouting and pointing at you. You're like, shut up. Shut up. All right. Agari, the guy over there with you, is going to attempt to hit you. Combat's deadly. And he missed. I've already knocked one person out, so I'll let it ride this time. This is our first real combat. Raedric. You've got a goblin there really close to you, who's shouting, "Orc, orc, orc," and pointing at Gwitsnob. People on the other side of the river are kind of taking notice. What's going on over there? Standing with their arms crossed.
I guess I'm gonna.
Throwing rotten
Yeah,
vegetables.
I'm gonna
Stone.
sneak up behind it
Yeah.
and do a good old fashioned bonk across the head.
You're using a warhammer, you said?
Warhammer, yeah.
Nice.
There's a warhammer and there's a great hammer
Yeah.
or something like that.
I was just looking at the two of them. I was seeing if you had like a two-handed weapon.
Which page has the attributes for the weapon?
I'm looking at the screen.
Uh,
I don't know.
Hold on a second. I literally pulled it. Literally
Like
pulled up that
heavy
page.
edge
Like,
hook?
Oh,
the
you're talking
feature
about those?
descriptions?
Yeah.
100 to, I guess, 104. Actually, wait. It says how these are used is explained in the close combat section above. So, I think it depends on which feature you're looking at.
Yeah.
Well, same deal as last time. 1 success, 1 hit. Hooray!
Oh, yeah. All right, so you hit him.
I imagine this is gonna be a thing where. Wait, is he dead?
What's your damage?
It's 2.
2
I
is
feel
your
like I
base
killed him
damage?
last time. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, 2? Yes, this would kill him.
I imagine this is gonna be a thing where, like, I hit him in the back of the head. He just is sort of stunned for a little bit, then he just falls over.
Okay, yeah. Give him a tap, and he just kind of drops.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right, so Agari. This guy you did 1 damage to already, and then on your push you didn't finish him off, correct?
Sorry, you're talking about Mornith?
Agari.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did not finish him off
All right.
when I pushed.
So he's in rough shape. You like stabbed him or ran him through when you cuddled or cradled him, not cuddled him. Cradled him.
Cuddled.
Whispered in his ear, and
Cuddled.
as you like slit his belly open. So he's sitting there and he's trying to hold his guts in, and he's looking at you, and he's using one hand to like kind of wave his short sword at you, but he's kind of out of it, and He's got his other hand down on his belly, and he's trying to hold it together. And you're up.
I feel like the only thing to do to finish the job. It wouldn't be fair to just leave like this. I gotta push it.
I was gonna
Let's
say,
see.
pushy. Got nothing.
Push it real good.
Yeah. You got nothing going. What?
Ooh.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
What?
my pride is that I'm a powerful fighter for my old age.
Yep.
Can I use my pride?
Yes. Go ahead and initiate your pride. Cool. I didn't think
That's
this
a-
was gonna happen so fast, but yeah.
It's a D12, right?
Yes. I'm just gonna turn to the section for pride.
I have no idea what a 7 is. I think it's good.
I think it's good as well. Let me
7's a good number.
pride 35 and or 34 and 50. It's handy that we all have the books and we're all flipping to it also.
Audibly, in my case, because I literally have the book like right next to my microphone.
So you roll a d12 and add the result to your roll. Well, you got a
there we
7.
go. A 7 is it's one success.
Yep.
nice.
All right. So what is that? So yeah, you've initiated pride. So what does that look like? You what? Tried to run him through, or tried to slice at him twice, and he's kind of sidestepped all groggily, and you finally, I don't know, do you like let out a howl and finish him off?
You know, absolutely. I howl and I grab him by his face, and he's a couple shorter than me, and I take the dagger, and once again, like he's a child, and I'm feeding the child a bottle, but instead it's the dagger, and I just up to his mouth and just keep going.
just
Uh,
just the whole time.
all the way back through the back of his head.
This guy's a druid. He's not a rogue. He's a druid. But you would never guess it.
And then, since I still have a fast action, can I? Oh no! All the other goblins are dead.
Yeah.
He was the last one.
You
Never
finished
mind.
the last one off.
Okay.
Cool. So, all right, we did some combat. What'd you guys think?
I liked it.
Okay.
Turned out well for some of us.
Mornith lays there mumbling.
Yeah. You
Did you
guys
like
go
that
over and
punk?
help him.
Did you like it? I don't like
Oh.
it so much.
I'll I'll go over to Mornath since these guys helped me out and roll a heal check to
Yes.
get him on his feet.
Okay. For each success, it's going to heal one of his quote unquote wounds.
Nice.
2 successes.
1 6 1 6 is the actual dice.
I know,
on the
right?
base. It's a good thing you didn't push to get that.
Yeah, right. So you gain 2 of your strength back. Or not.
Nice.
So you guys noticed this wolfkin off near the other building. He was skulking up, and you saw him coming up, and then you watched him engage the goblins as well. So it's kind of like, oh, an ally. You're not with these guys, sort of thing. So he comes on over and heals you. What is it? So is that the spell or the skill that you used?
I used the skill. I don't have
Okay.
any willpower to use the spell.
You
And
tried. You tried for some willpower, it just didn't work.
I come over and I there's a theme here. I kneel down and I cradle Mornath and I inspect him and I look him in his eye and I tell him, "Get up. It's not that big a deal. Don't be a wuss.
Pushing his entrails back in. He's just like, yeah.
Thanks, Coach. You got this wolf man whispering to you, healing you.
Walk it off.
Invigorating speeches,
Walk
puppy
it
man.
off.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I don't know, Gari, this was the extent of the goblins you were tracking tonight. You know there are more nearby, because you've been tracking their movements, and you know there's another camp. But these were the only ones you were following tonight, and you followed them here to the hollows.
All right. I tell these strangers as much. I go to listen. You all look like okay fighters. I'll give you that. I mean, 2 out of 3 of you ain't bad. So there's plenty more of these goblin things out there in the woods somewhere. No, I don't know about you, but I think it could be a good business decision to work together and collect these bad boys' ears. Could work.
Meanwhile, the village is still burning down,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yes.
while this is going on,
Oh yeah.
there are villagers rushing over now with buckets, and they're doing their best to put this out. The militiamen also make their way over, who are, kind of scared and wusses while it's going on. And they come over and they take their, like, spears and their swords and they stab the goblins, and they kind of stand there and they're, like, posing with their, legs up on them like it's a trophy deer or something they've killed. Meanwhile, you guys did all the work.
I kick one away.
You just push him away. Yeah, it's fine. He's kind of like, he looks at you right away, and then he sees the size of you, and he's like, he kind of turns around and goes to another goblin. He goes to the one further away, down by the house that Agari was fighting.
I make sure to take the ears from the 2 that I downed.
That's right. Don't
Yeah.
forget them. I was wondering if you guys were going to remember the ears, and I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, we collect the ears, and the one that I downed, I want to make sure to search his pockets, loot his corpse properly.
Yeah, he's got 6 copper pieces on him, and he's, like I said, he was carrying a short sword and a sling.
Nice. I'll take both of those.
Yeah, for sure. Gear is very valuable in this game.
Seeing as I broke my spear, I will try and divest these 2 corpses of any weapons they might have and go through their pockets as well.
Yeah. So all the goblins, you guys search all of them. We'll say whoever grabs whatever. And they're all carrying the same thing. So
So
while
they have
this is...
hand axes.
No hand axes. These are short swords and slings, these guys.
Oh, short swords. Okay.
So, I didn't mention this. You guys were kind of like thrown in a rush, and I was going to see if you remembered this from last session, and nobody did. But do you remember the strange things that happened in this village at nighttime?
Yes, and I remember
undead?
the thing. You stay on the red bricks, ring the bell, and say the chant.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
shit.
come in peace.
Come in peace and amenity in the hour of the dead.
Right. Well, nobody did that.
We don't see any dead, do we?
Well, funny you should say that.
There's the goblins.
All of a sudden, right here in front of you materializes a big kind of like phantasmal warrior. He's like half transparent, half not, and he's striding up to you. He's a knight in full armor and just kind of just breaks out of the darkness. And he's brandishing a broadsword and a shield. There's like arrows sticking out from his side. And you look closer into the helmet and you see this like twisted skeletal face with just dead eyes. And he's staring right at you, Gritsnob. He's got eyes. He's going for the biggest one in the group. And he looks at
Yes.
you and he's walking just straight at you, and he gets about 10 feet away, and he just points.
I stare back at him, and I push whoever's in my way, and I approach him. Actually, I don't have to. I have a flail. I can just swing at him.
As you start readying your weapon, he starts banging his sword against his shield, like challenging you.
Yeah, good. That's what I want.
That's what you want. So you accept.
So I
I'm
start-
looking for the bell.
So I start swinging the flail above my head, and I will bring it down on him.
All right. You can go ahead and you can make an attack roll. You guys are basically, we're going to have you swing at the same time.
All of us?
No, just
Well,
Gritsnob.
I have a flail, so I don't know, and that's a near weapon, so I don't know if I have reach on his sword or whatever, if it even matters.
He's going to stride right up to you.
It lets me attack anywhere in the zone. I'm trying to find what hooked and edged and everything else does. Can you
I
guys
know
hear?
what hooked does now. I was actually flipping through the page trying to find that. Hooked is for being able to shove people.
How many successes did you get there, Gritsnob? Holy crap, 4 6s?
You don't mess with order.
Okay. So he goes and he rears back and it looks like he's going to kick you, but you catch him with your flail and knock this thing down to the ground. And it sits there on the ground for a while. It's dead, restless eye, or dead, like, socketed eyes, just looking up at the sky. And you go to make another attack and it just dematerializes and it's gone.
Okay, I slammed down on empty dirt.
Mornith, there's a door with a bell hanging next to it, next to you. You're sitting next to a door in a house.
That was 3 damage.
All right. So I'm gonna try the chant to see if it keeps any other unseen coming.
Okay, you go ahead and you just kind of flick it with your finger or with the, I don't know, with the edge. Your weapon's broken, isn't it?
Yeah, just reach up and ring it.
Yeah, and you say the little speech, which kind of jogs everyone else's memory. Like, oh yeah, the dead walk the streets here at night, and we got to do that little ritual so that they leave us alone.
I did my ritual. It's gone. It left me alone.
Oh, Gritsnob, bless your heart. Okay, so as that's going on, the villagers actually don't pay attention to it because they're so used to the dead that they don't even really mind. So people are rushing up and they're pouring water on these houses and they're asking you for help. But you all of a sudden hear shouts from the other side of the bridge and you see people pointing and running towards the barge. And it looks like the ships in the barge are on fire over on the other side of the bridge. And they're shouting, no, help, help. No, don't let the fire spread to the brewery. No. I see Agari is typing.
Yeah, you think?
So people on the other side of the bridge are racing over to the dock, and they're trying to put the ships out. And so we've got half the side of the village trying to put these houses out before it spreads, and the other half are trying to put the ships on the dock out.
Are the guardsmen still with us?
The militia are still there. They don't seem to make their way over to the other side of the bridge. These men are loyal to Mrs. Polymere.
Right, but they're standing there, right?
They are standing there. They're helping the villagers try to put out the fire in the houses.
Okay. So we took care of the enemy. Is this all you required of us?
Yeah, he looks back at the houses and he looks at you and he looks at the fire on the other side. He goes, well, you could give a hand putting out the fire.
Sure, he didn't say which fire. I head off across the bridge.
Yeah, you break off across the bridge, and there's panics. You see the hairless dwarf, the self-loathing dwarf, is over there, and he's shouting, "No, no, stop! No, my precious boats! She did this! She did this to us! She set my boats on fire! That witch! Tonight, this ends tonight! We take her down!" And you hear the people rallying, and they're trying to put the fire out. Did you guys all follow Mornith over there?
Agari will.
Yeah, I'll follow him over there, and I'll start yelling at the people. Yeah, do it.
I'm just gonna. I'll just be present.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I say to you guys, it's like, I really just want to know more about what's going on. You saw this part. Let's go see the other half.
So yeah, you guys go over there, and like the mob is building. The mob mentality. This ends tonight. We take her down.
Take her down.
And people start gathering in the streets, and they're grabbing whatever they can for like makeshift weapons. There's knives and like kitchen utensils, and a pitchfork and a butcher's knife, and this and that. And people are hitting the streets, looking for a fight while the boat burns.
Does it seem like it's only the boats that are on fire? It doesn't
is.
look like it's going to spread to the docks.
No, it's only the boats that are on fire. The dock itself is not on fire.
Okay, yeah.
Does
That's pretty localized.
Does it look like they're actually going to need help putting these boats out, or
These
are
boats-
people even still trying?
Well, people aren't really trying at this point, and these things are well past the point of return. They caught fire. Wooden boats. They had some alcohol on them. They're burning pretty good right now.
Also, their boats. Eventually, they're just gonna sink into the water, and then we won't have to worry about them being on fire anymore.
Exactly. So while you guys are kind of standing there, you're in between a couple of houses, and I'm gonna get you all to make me insight checks, please.
My weapon is one-handed. I was
Where is inside? There it
It's
is.
under wits. I guess it's laid out funny on here. Yeah, you guys are sitting there, all kind of like standing back. You got your arms crossed, like, what is going on in this town? What is this? And Agari, you kind of give your theory, like, I think this was a targeted attack, if you ask me. While you're doing that, you catch the glimpse of kind of like a puny kind of, I don't know, preteen, early teenage boy. He's kind of scruffy looking. He's got scruffy red curly hair, and you catch a glimpse of him, and he sees that he's been noticed, and he kind of panics, and he starts to kind of break away and take off between two houses as you
Ooh.
lock eyes with him.
Can I chase him down?
Yeah, of course you can.
Sweet. Should I roll to chase him down?
Yeah, why
Or-
don't you make let's have some fun and get some more rolls going here. Go ahead and make me an endurance roll.
Okay.
We didn't have a lot of rolls last time, so this is good. We got
Making
some
up
combat,
for it.
we got some rolls, you got success. What did I tell you to
Making
roll?
up for last time.
Endurance. I'm just gonna use the goblin stats for this guy because they are applicable. Actually, no. We're gonna lower that even more. He's just a kid. What the? Endurance. Ooh. So this kid starts bobbing and weaving between houses, and he's ducking and keeping to the shadows. So you see him, but he's out clipping you. He's kind of like throwing like barrels and boxes and things that are piled up next to the brewery and tavern in your path, and it's slowing you down.
Man, can I push it to try and
Yeah.
get him? Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a perfect situation to push.
Ah, damn it.
Oh man. My new pride is
Listen.
I don't like being outrun.
I'm an old man.
Yeah,
I've
you
got
are an old man.
smoker's cough. This kid's really got me.
You got gray in your hair, elderly wolfkin.
Mhm.
Anybody else want to try and make a fast break after this kid?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm
Is-
good being back here.
Okay. Yeah, he takes off into the shadows, and Agari chases after him, but is unable to keep up. Kind of comes back panting. He got the better of me, guys. So, why don't we take a break? We're just past the halfway point. You can take a quick break, hit the washroom, get some water or whatever, and we'll come back. Why don't we do like 5 minutes? How does that sound, guys?
Okay.
Sounds perfecto.
Okay, so folks watching, we got some folks watching here. We'll be back. We're going to take a quick break, and we will pick up where we left off. Okay, we're back from our brief break. So we left off with the boats at the dock on fire there at number 6 on the map, and there is a mob gathering on the south side of the bridge, readying makeshift weapons. You see the odd villager has like a knife, like a real knife, like something you have, a Gari. And there's like one guy's got like a battle axe. You're like, where did that guy get that from? This guy have a battle axe?
It's just some old lady.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's a granny just brandishing a battle axe. She can barely lift it.
I'll show them what for.
It's a Wheezy, no.
Oh yeah, Weezy.
So, yeah, the mob's gathering, and they're shouting, and you've got the dwarf, Yawim, is standing there, and he's directing, "What? Let's go! We take her down tonight!" And the mob starts marching over the bridge, and he's leading the way, and they make their way over, and they're passing those houses on the on their left there that are currently burning. So most of the folks on this side are working at putting out the fire, and the militiamen they're kind of standing by, and some of them are in the middle of putting these things out, but the odd one picks up his weapon and starts to cut them off. And they're shouting, let us through, tonight she goes down, the witch goes down, come out here, you coward, and face us." And they're shouting for the elder to come out. During this commotion, Olm, the tavern keeper from the tavern you're staying in there, number 8, he makes his way out. The blacksmith comes out, and there's also a hunter who hunts game for town, and he's over in number 15 back there. You didn't really meet him, but you heard about him while you're in town. He comes out, and they form a line. We're gonna say there's a line right at the shrine, right at number 13. So right outside of her house. On the south side, you've got all the villagers from the south side of the bridge, and you've got this line of like a blacksmith, an innkeeper, the local huntsman, and a few militiamen forming in front of Miss Palmer's house. And they're holding back the crowd. They're all brandishing weapons and such, given their backgrounds and their professions. And they say, if you want to get to her, you got to go through us. And the militiamen are kind of standing there, and they're looking nervous. And eventually, the door swings open on the elder's house, and Mrs. Palmer comes out, flanked by militiamen. There's about 6 of them surrounding her, and she looks annoyed. She looks cocky, and she strolls out there, and she was nowhere to be found during this crisis in the village. And you have the people on the south side shouting things out at her, like spitting venom, and "Where were you? What kind of leader are you? Your village is burning, and you hide in your mansion. Tonight, you're stepping down, or we take your life." And the crowd, yeah. And the people on the other side, on her side, all have their weapons ready, and they're not saying anything. They're just staring them down, steel-eyed. And as this is going on, it's starting to escalate pretty badly. People are throwing rocks from either side at each other, and people are getting hurt. They're shoving each other back and forth. And suddenly, this big...
How close?
They're fairly close. They're maybe 5 feet apart, but people are getting close and yelling in each other's faces. And as this is going on, from the shadows emerges a big, lumbering figure. You recognize as the local Rust brother, and he makes his way between the two crowds, and he holds his hands up and he goes, Stop! What is the meaning of this? Why the disturbance? The village is burning. Why are we fighting?" And you have the dwarven, the south side. "She burned down our boats. She sent someone in the night to burn our boats down." And the people on the north side, "It was the goblins. The goblins attacked our houses. We had nothing to do with it." And the Rust brother turns to the dwarven side. And, "What proof do you have of agents of Mrs. Palmer burning your boats down? How do you know this is not a coordinated goblin attack?" And you hear the old granny at the battle axe. I saw him. And the other crowd, oh, no, none of us did it. Prove it, wench. Nobody was over there.
They call Battle Axe win.
Yeah, she's got a battle axe. She used to be an adventurer.
She took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to say it. I wasn't going to. I knew someone was going to. And it just keeps escalating and escalating. And eventually Yawim steps forward. He goes, get over here. Get over here. Face us. And the crowd starts to part as the militiamen make their way through. And eventually they make their way to the front and they spread open, and Mrs. Polymer is standing there. And he goes, you burn my boats down. And she just looks all cocky and confident. She goes, I did nothing of the sort. What proof do you have that I burned your boats down? And he points to the old lady. She saw it! And and the other side kind of chuckles. There is no proof. What? Why would I do such a thing? Our village is burning. We should be putting out the fires. Stop the squabbling. Don't you have some boats to attend to? And she's just kind of like putting him down with every breath. And then she goes, well, I know it wasn't us, but we do have some newcomers here in the village. And she turns and points to the group.
That's what I was
Fuck off.
expecting.
Fuck
And
all.
she goes, this is the type of trouble and attention that you're attracting to our tiny village here. What about these four? We don't know anything about them. Funny they arrive in town tonight and your boats are on fire. So what are you four doing here? Who are you in league with?
You literally put us in house arrest as soon as you met us. While we were sleeping, the boat's caught on fire. So I don't know what you're trying to play here, lady.
Oh, convenient. Yes, the boat's caught on fire while you're sleeping. Ah.
How convenient that we have an actual alibi.
Oh, what is that? I
not a word?
understood that the guard at your door was out cold when my men came to get you.
And as I understood the play of events, the boats didn't start burning till after that. So we were in bed when your guards came.
Why would we burn the boat?
I don't know. She just kind of looks at you, shakes her head, and she's just super cocky. She doesn't even look at you. She just kind of looks away and just doesn't even look at you and just speaks. I don't know
That's
what
good
the
for
reason
me.
is. But these are the culprits, Yawim, and she points to them. To you. I shouldn't say them. You, the group of you.
Agari steps forward. Just as there's no proof that you, Mrs. Old Lady, burned the boats, there's no proof that we burned the boats. There is a solution, however.
And what might that be?
You and the not dwarf who runs the tavern to the south sit with an intermediary and hash out these problems.
The undwarf, we'll call him.
The undwarf.
And who?
You see,
who is that third party?
well, I have no dog in this race. I would I would be more happy, along with my comrades, to ensure all parties walked away from the table amicably. And I'm sure our Rust brother here would ensure that all rules that were agreed upon were kept. Isn't that right, Lord Rust brother?
He looks at you and he's taking it in. He's thinking, and you see his brow furrow, and they're like the scars all over his face. Are all kind of, they don't meld and mesh properly when his forehead wrinkles, and he shakes his head. Yes, this This old wolf, this old dog speaks the truth.
What did he call him?
Old dog. He is wise in his years. It makes sense what he says. I will act as the go-between here, and we can investigate further. Until then, I suggest that you go back to your rooms in the tavern, and we will lock you in there until we can research this further and get to the bottom of it.
I will not be locked up and caged again.
He scowls at you and kind of leans on his weapon. Just this big lumbering mass with just like all this iron chains and symbols kind of hanging all from him.
Now you see what my secret is.
Your secret?
Yeah.
What's your secret?
Take a look.
You want me to? Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay. Well, everybody who's watching the Twitch will see it. But let's see. It's a secret. Anybody who sees this, pretend you didn't see it.
I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal it.
You don't have to. No. Oh. Oh. Okay, cool. All right. I like it. No, you don't have to tell the others your dark secret. Not at all. That's up to you. Like your character. He goes, if you are innocent and you want a fair trial, you will listen and you will return to the room where you will be watched for the remainder of the night, and we can pick this up tomorrow.
Okay. So it's a room.
Yeah, back in the tavern.
Okay. No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All of a sudden, Chris and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, never mind." Okay.
Yeah, it's no problems with that.
Okay.
I go willingly.
Yeah, so a bunch of the militiamen surround you, and they start kind of like leading you back to the tavern. There, number 8 on the map.
Do they take me with these other guys? So I didn't exactly have a room with them.
No, and nobody's really made mention that. You're just like lumped in with them. You're standing with them. You've reappeared in town. People do recognize you when you were here a few days ago, and you're now standing with these guys. And they did see you fighting with them. Not necessarily like toe to toe, but you did walk over and kind of embrace one of them and make them feel better. So you're being lumped in with the others as well.
Yeah, but he did the same thing to Goblin. Did he whisper?
I did embrace the goblin.
Yeah,
all right. Well, on our way.
Go ahead.
On our way past the Rust Brother,
Mm-hmm.
because of our the connection that my people have with Rust Brothers.
Yeah.
I inherently trust him, and I tell him on our way past, not hopefully not loud enough for the militia to hear, but if they do, they do. To look for the red-headed boy. He was running away from the boat fires.
Yeah, make me a whisper test. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a skill. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned this to him like in passing. Like you get up close to him and you mention it as you're being shuffled by, and he looks at you and he nods. And you guys are shown back to the tavern, back to your common area. Your door is locked from the outside, and you can hear a number of men outside of it. It's not just one anymore with an empty wineskin passed out in a chair.
I take my helm. When
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Agari, you did not know that there's an orc amongst the numbers. The other guys knew it, but yeah, he just revealed that he's an orc.
You got a problem?
No, I mean, quite frankly, it makes sense. You're a lot stronger than this human-looking thing.
And better looking too.
The other, well, there's a dwarf and a half elf. Also,
Yeah,
I
none
mean-
of us are here are good enough to throw stones,
We
if
have-
that makes sense.
we have no
Half-elf.
humans in this party at all, which is cool.
Question:
Yeah,
Who is hairier, the orc or the dwarf? Because this is how I rate, like how worthy they are of my
Grits-
respect.
Gritsnub, how hairy are you?
Not very. He has a small beard, but he's really not that hairy.
Got long hair, got a decentish beard.
Oh yeah,
All right,
yeah,
then.
dwarf also. Yeah, Raedric.
Should be A-okay in his books.
Oh, absolutely. The hairier, the better. That's how you know how far removed from being a human you are.
Well, take a look at the tusk and the green skin.
I've met some green people in my day.
Oh,
Granted, they painted themselves green because they were cosplaying, but still.
Okay, so it's like roughly like 3 a.m. at this point, so you guys are pretty tired, and one of you is in not the greatest shape. So you guys kind of introduce yourselves to one another, banter back and forth, but you eventually nod off and get some sleep. We'll say that you guys sleep. We'll give you a full quarter day so that you can recover some hit points and such, those who are injured. So you get no one helps you with D6 hours. You recover anyway and get 1 point back, but you've already been helped. I'm just looking at how much you get when you sleep. You will recover all remaining lost attribute points by resting or sleeping for a quarter day. This assumes that you are not hungry, thirsty, or suffering from other conditions. So Mornath, all of you are gonna sleep for a quarter day to get a full night's rest, and Mornath, you are back and chipper and feeling much better after a good night's
Oh, look
sleep.
at that. All my intestines are back in. Wonderful.
Shoved back in and kind of glued shut. So you guys are on the ground floor of this tavern, and you're kind of sitting in there, and you banged on the door once in a while, and you're told to keep it down, and they won't let you out. After a while, they bring you some plates. There's some food. They feed you. They give you some water. They're not barbarians here, but after a little while, you do hear a tapping at your window.
It's a raven.
Rat
Grab
tap.
Don't
the
open
flip.
it.
Oh, they took our weapons?
Yeah, they took your weapons.
I am a weapon. I walk up to the
Yeah,
the window.
you
got it.
peer out and you kind of look around at first.
Oh, I
Side to
put my
side.
helm on. I put
Oh, before you scare the villagers, the
Yes.
townspeople. You look around and you don't really see anything, and then you notice, like, right below the window, like straight down, like a tuft of red hair. And you see that boy that was in the shadows there the other night that had run away.
boy, tell them what you did.
Remember, the windows don't open, so you're just kind of shouting through the glass.
That's what I
He looks up at
he
you.
doesn't respond?
No, he looks up at you. He's like, oh, he's kind of shocked and taken aback by your booming voice, and you noticed him right away. And he points at himself, and he shakes his head like a no motion. Mm-mm.
All right, now break the window.
Oh God! Damn it!
Oh, grit snub.
The horse.
Yeah. What are you wearing for armor?
Chain
Chain. Oh, what do you do?
and a helm.
How do you want to break it? Let me ask you that. Just with your fist.
I headbutt it. I have a helm. I just hit. I'm looking out of it,
And
right?
you take like
Damn
the
window.
bedding and you kind of like smash it. No, you just headbutt it. Okay. All right. Oh man, I love it. Thank you. So you rear back, you smash your head through this 2x2 window. It breaks easily, no problem. it lets out a loud shatter. The boy is spooked. And he's like looking around, and people are stopping in the streets, and they're looking, and they see your helmeted head poking through, and you're like, boy, what do you say to him?
Boy, tell him what you did.
He's scared, like shittless, and he's like looking at you with his mouth open.
Here's the culprit. He's out here.
And the door swings open, and like 4 militiamen pile in. What is going on? What is the meaning of this? What are you doing hanging that window? Get back in here. They're trying to escape. Get more men.
The fire person is out here. That's what he calls them.
What are you talking about? Shouts one of them, and they're making their way into the room, and they're kind of like, they're going to each of you. There's 4 of them, but then there's 4 of you, so they're each making their way to one of each of you, and they got their weapons pointed and out.
Grab him by his hair and pull him in.
What's that?
Grab him by his hair and pull him in.
Who, the orc? Oh, the kid.
Grab the kid.
All right, so you shout that out.
Can I reach out
to Gritsnab?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he says that, he looks like, great idea. And he jams his hand out there.
Yeah, why don't you
catch him?
Why don't you make...
Agility?
I'm thinking more of a melee roll. Like with no gear or anything, you're just making a straight melee.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's like a grapple is what you're trying to do, essentially, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Roll that for me. While he's doing that, I forgot to ask, is there somewhere on your character sheet that you can keep willpower on? Keep track of that?
It's at the bottom of the character sheet.
Okay, good stuff. Just want to make sure that we're keeping record of that.
Skill.
Skill. So you reach out, and this kid starts to like try to book it. You grab him by the scruff of his neck, by the collar on his shirt, and you yank him in, and you break
his neck. No,
you compact him and shove him through this window. he's a scrawny guy though. He's a scrawny kid, kind of goofy looking too, and and yeah, you pull him in the room, and they're like, what is the meaning of this? What do you put the boy down?
I got the starter of fires. Look at his hair.
Well, and they look all aghast, and they're like, put him down. He didn't. That's Perko, the village idiot. He didn't start nothing.
He has the power of fire. Look at his hair.
Oh, grit snub. He's a fool. He's harmless. And they walk over.
I drop him to the floor.
They walk over. Like one of the guards walks over, and the one that's on you, grit snob, and he kind of like mocks him, and he just kind of shoves the kid. And you can see he's got no respect. Like they don't respect this kid at all. He's an idiot. Let him go.
I did. I dropped him to the floor.
He goes, get out of here, Perko. What are you doing? Leave. These men are dangerous. They started the fires last night.
Who said the red-headed boy started fires? Who gave me this idea?
That was me.
I look at you. This is who you saw, right?
That's who I saw. Running from the fires.
Yeah. He's sitting there, and he's looking around the room, and he's scared, but he's got this like weird like maniacal stare on his face the whole time, and he's kind of like just messy. There's mud caked all over his clothes. There's like insects in the mud. You see like a dead bird sticking out of his breast pocket.
This kid's terrifying.
Yeah, you say that out loud, and they go, "Oh, he's an idiot. This kid. Oh, 10 years ago, the rumor is he woke up and his parents were taken to the other side by the ghosts, and Perko here became Wraithbit at the same time. So he's never been the same since then. He's just a fool."
So a guard turns to the guard who's saying this, to the militiaman who's saying this, and says, Tell me, how smart do you have to be to start a fire? Because
You have powers.
because you're clearly not smart enough to guard a room. So if it's a battle of wits between you and the red-headed sociopath, I'm gonna go with the fire starting little kid.
With that, the kid holds up his hands and he's like shaking his head, no, and he's like pointing at himself like with his two hands on his chest and shaking his head in a no motion. And he starts waving his hands in the air.
He's casting
like
a spell.
Flame motion. He's waving his hands and he's like shaking his head. No. They say Perko can't talk. He's mute.
That doesn't mean he's stupid.
He is stupid, says the guards. He's an idiot. Look at him. And they kind of walks over and kicks the kid. And
Are you saying that because he
really
can't
mean to
talk,
him.
or are you saying that because he's stupid?
both. Says the guard who's standing over him.
When he kicks the kid,
Mm-hmm.
Agari snarls at him.
Yeah.
The kid may be an arson, but that's still no reason to kick a puppy.
Even if that puppy burned down an entire village.
Right? Puppies make mistakes. They have accidents inside sometimes.
True.
Or everywhere.
He turns
not wrong.
he turns to the kid who's just been kicked after snarling at the guards. You say you didn't do it. Do you know who did?
He starts shaking his head frantically. Yes, like in a yes motion, up and down, up and down.
Okay, to the guards. You're gonna let this kid take us to whoever started the fire. And if you don't, we're gonna put a spell on you. A curse.
Do you want to roll manipulation?
You know what? I would love to.
Okay.
I'm
Let's manipulate
down.
these guards. I was like, animal
Whew.
handling? No, manipulation.
Animal hands.
Eek.
I was gonna say I wanted to help out.
Ooh, double ones. What's your empathy? If you push, you're gonna like drop to the ground because that was gonna happen last time.
No, I won't drop to push it. I will though. I really want to convince these guards. In pushing it, I tell them that if they don't want to wake up looking like me in the morning, they better let us through. Oh shit. No go. Nothing.
Did you get two more ones? Let me hover over it. Oh
No.
what?
No, it's the same one.
It's the remaining
It's
ones.
the same
Okay, I was like, oh, he just drops some exhaustion. Okay. Yeah, so Agari's like, oh, we'll put a spell on you. Take us there. Boy, let us show the boy show us who the true arson is. And yeah, they're not convinced. Like, he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. This stupid boy. Calm down, Wolfkin.
Damn it.
So, with that, they're like, "Wow, one of you stand guard outside that window now that it's broken, and get Perko out of here." And he's like shaking his head, like, "No," and waving his arms in the air, and he's pointing at all you and shaking his head no, and doing like the flame motion again.
You're saying you're gonna start more fires? Unless we lock you
Shake his
up.
head no.
Man, and they took our weapon, didn't they?
They did take their weapons. You can see them outside the room. They're actually sitting in the hallway, just outside the room.
Can I reach them?
You want to make a break for it?
I don't know if I can break anything. I feel like we're all broken on the inside.
I think we might be better off waiting and I don't know if trials are fair in this village, but trying to call this kid as a witness if we get a fair trial, rather than just killing a bunch of guards.
Your knowledge
And
of the
hoping-
Rust brothers, is that you know them to be a fair group, as
Are
long
we
as you're
alone
not
in
a
the
witch
room?
or something.
Okay, well that's good.
As long as you're not a Raven sister, you should be fine.
You did say you'd put a curse on them.
Are we
Well,
alone in the room, just us, or are there guards
Yeah,
here as well?
the guards have emptied back out now. One is, you can hear them like, "Hey, get out there, go stand guard outside. We'll board up the window. Go fetch some wood and nails."
Is,
All right, well, when the room's clear, I will bring up the fact that, well, she did try to hire us to do the same things to the ship. So, are we going to bring this up?
I just have
Wait.
one question.
Why didn't you bring?
You cut out there. What'd you say?
Agari asked why you didn't bring it up last night before we got locked in a room.
Oh, because that would work out well in front of a bloodthirsty crowd.
It was her.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, the only person that could back that story up is the guard who told us that that's what we were there for.
And he was
So
He
if
was-
we are brought up in court,
very drunk.
that would be a great time. That would be a great time to call the guard forward because he knew. But if we do it too early, that guard could disappear.
Solid move. Solid move.
Yeah, so you're in this room, you're chatting. After about 15 minutes, guard shows up and he's got some boards and nails and he starts nailing the window shut that Gritsnab headbutted. If you want, I could say you're in there for another quarter day, unless you want to try some sort of daring escape and you can get your empathy back.
Are they feeding?
Are they feeding us? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, wait.
they brought you some plates in earlier, some plates and a food and some water. They're treating you fairly well, all things considered.
Hey, if they're feeding us.
Yeah, I'm not down for us making a break for it. I didn't survive all these years by being a dumbass.
Long in the tooth.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys kind of hang out there. You hear mumblings and rumblings and folks talking outside your door and comings and goings, and the guards switch over. And let's say late in the day, probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the door swings open and there's 6 guards there, and they go, "All right, it's time. Come out here. The Rust brother has questions to ask of you. We're going to conduct this investigation." They kind of go in there and they surround the group of you and kind of motion you to leave. They don't manhandle you because you guys are all much larger and much more skilled with a weapon than these guys. These are villagers who've been drafted to do this, so they're not here to actively try and like start a fight with you or anything. You get the odd one who wants to be, like a macho man, but you just have to shoot him like one look and he backs down. So they start kind of like ushering you out of the room, and they take you out into the opening there, right outside the tavern there, number 4, the Well. It's like the center of the village, and there's a crowd gathered around on either side, and Mrs. Polymer is standing on the stairs leading up to her mansion there, number 10. She's surrounded by guards, and the Rust brother is standing in the middle of this big opening of the crowd, and you're brought in front of him, and the guards surround you, and the Rust brother goes, "All right, the time has come. We will try these 4 and see whether or not they are guilty of the crime of setting fire to the hollows. What evidence do you have, Miss Palmer, that these 4 are guilty of the crimes they are accused of? And she steps forward. She goes, my men overheard them in the tavern last night while they were there. That they planned on setting fire to this village.
Is the guard that told us the information that why she was going to hire us in the room?
Is he there?
Yes, is he there?
Yeah, you scan the guards, and he's one of the ones standing over by her on in front of our house there.
Okay.
Because my men overheard them plotting and planning. They approached me in the tavern last night. You can ask anybody who was there, and I left in disgust. I knew something was up with this vermin, this plight that the brewery has brought upon our town. And you hear people, kill them. You look around the village, so the fire's been put out. Those houses over to the left of her mansion, they're like ashes. It looks like it didn't spread much further than that. They were able to put it out with those 3 houses, but there's like ash, and you just smell like fire and smoke permeating in the air. It's still hanging, and the crowd is calling for your death. And the Rust brother turns to you. What do you say to these claims?
Does anybody else want to do this?
Can we get like a team huddle situation where you come up with a defense?
Yeah, sure. You guys kind of put up your hand. You're like,
we have a fine defense. Let's have that guard be brought up here.
Assuming he's going to tell the truth,
I think the Rust brother will be able to tell truth from falsehood from someone as weak-willed as that guard is.
I would also just say that we're combating hearsay with more
No, we're not. It's not hearsay. We have a direct from one of her guards knowing that she has been trying to hire people to do this. It's not hearsay.
I feel like our best bet, because it's like maybe the guard tells the truth, maybe he doesn't. It depends on who he's more scared of, us or her. In order for him to be more scared of us than her, we have to turn the crowd on our side first.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or get the Rust brother on our side.
I think simply by saying that she has been trying to hire people to do this would be enough to sway the crowd.
We can go with that. We also should take into account how did the goblins get into this town? It's this woman's job to keep up the wall as the elder who's collecting taxes. So if the goblins must be in this town somehow, which means either she hasn't done her job of upkeeping the wall, or her guards let them in somehow.
Let me just point out, it was mentioned last session that they were complaining that the wall was in pretty bad shape, and people were wondering where the money was going. The wall was in disrepair.
There's also a time issue. We were fighting the goblins before the ships went on fire because, by the description, nothing on that side of the river was on fire when we went out to help.
Correct.
Oh,
there are plenty of people out there to say that we were fighting those goblins during that time.
GM question.
Yeah.
I was following these goblins. How did how did they get in? I would have gotten in.
They found a way in through the dilapidated wall. It's breaking and crumbling. It's in disrepair, and they managed to find a way in through that. So you did track them in here. You witnessed them entering the village, and you were tracking them. So first-hand account.
So shall we go with all that and then say the boy Paco saw who actually started the fire?
I think we lead with we couldn't have done it because of the timing first. Because if we tried to bring up the fact that she's been trying to hire people to do this, I mean, that's going to start a whole other problem. So if the first bit of knowledge is enough, let's leave it at that. She doesn't know we know what she wanted to hire us for. So as far as she knows, she's in the clear for that. So I say we hold that back because the docks were not on fire when we engaged because they were just lined up across the river, hands folded, watching things burn, not trying to give anyone a hand. So those ships were not on fire when we were there.
That's true.
So let's lead with that.
So now we need someone with the strong empathy to step up. I know this was the thing last week or last game where Neth was like, okay, guys, I'm not the strongest in empathy. Who's our face?
So
it's Lorovic, I think. I don't know, you can for empathy.
Yeah, I have a question. I understand that this might be seen as a manipulation, but could I do it as a performance roll?
Like giving your defense?
Yeah, like give him the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll allow it.
Old razzle dazzle.
I'd say like
cool.
A lawyer or somebody is performing. Like you're trying to convince these people. I would totally allow you to do a performance roll.
Sweet. All right. So the defense that we've all agreed on right here.
It's the Chewbacca defense.
Oh no! Wait, those dice should be back. So
reroll.
Yeah, those
the rule
should not
on
be.
all my games, and Grit Snob can back this up. If something's not correct the first time around, I do a complete reroll instead of adding and this and that. Just you reroll it. So whether it's good or bad, if it's wrong, you get to reroll. All right, so you got nothing.
Why is it still scroll over my base die? It's
you
still showing
3, and you've got a 4, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still, and I'd already to a 4. I don't know why it is doing that.
Sheet. Yeah, I see a 4 on there. What the?
It's wits, right?
Empathy.
It's empathy.
Oh.
He's got 4. Pardon me, 4, and you hover over his dice. There's only 3 that are being rolled. 3d6. Something's up with the coding on this.
You know who built the character sheet?
Yes, I'm gonna ask Wes.
Was it Wes?
No, I'm gonna ask Wes. Yeah, I just clicked it too. I'm gonna ask Wes to take a look at it if he can and update it for us where there's issues, because there's definitely something wrong. That means some of our other rolls tonight, I bet, are not pulling the right dice. What if you plug it into the custom roller just for this one, because it's obviously not working properly? The advanced roller.
The advanced roller should work. Let's see.
Let's do that. We'll have to
So
just
that does it properly.
Where we're finding issues.
Yeah.
And I'll ask one of our other players in one of their games. He made a custom sheet from scratch, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask him a favor if he could take a look at the coding in here and hopefully fix it for us.
That's more than a sheet.
Yeah, you should see what this guy did. He built tables within tables within tables, and it does all the calculations for you. It's crazy. It's a nice sheet.
Puts links in chat. You roll.
Yeah. Okay. Gari, what? Give us your performance. Give us your speech. What is your defense to these people? You succeed in who are you delivering this to? Are you delivering it to the Rust brother? Are you playing to the crowd? Like, how do you want to do this?
So I'm gonna start by playing. I'm gonna play to the crowd of the South Side villagers.
Okay.
They're the ones I feel like. So I'm gonna start with they saw us fighting the goblins as when the boats were set aflame. It is impossible that we could be in 2 places at once. We'll open with that.
Yeah,
and
they
see
rally. And
how,
go, yeah, we saw them. We were throwing vegetables at the goblins. The old lady hikes up her battle axe. She's in the crowd. Bertha.
and then I look at my cards and like as if should I go with our next evidence? Should I?
We wait for the response.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so
wait
they're
for-
rallying. Yeah, they weren't there when the fire was started. They had nothing to do with it. We watched them run to your rescue on your side of the river, and they helped eradicate the goblins prior to the boat. And they're like, yeah. And the crowd starts cheering. The Rust brother, he shakes his head and he looks at you and he looks at the crowd and he looks over at Miss Palmer and she just kind of got her arms crossed and looking off to the sky, unimpressed. And he shakes his head and goes, I did witness this as well. So who started the fire of the boats?
Shall we mention Paco now, or Madame Palmer's plan?
Well, the child knew something, as he would decide. The child was seen in the vicinity. Perhaps the child knows more. I understand he's mute, but he was at the scene. I mean, we have no idea who started the fire. I'm not performing. I'm just asking. I'm just answering a question.
You guys are like, you hold your finger up. You're like, we need another minute. You huddle around. Okay, we're gonna go from here.
Okay.
Well, the huddling is going to look bad because it looks like we're trying to get a story
Yeah,
straight. So,
right? Okay.
So I was
I'm
just
just
gonna
coming forward
say,
and answering a question.
I was just gonna say, if we mentioned like the whole polymer plan, I feel like that's gonna read to the crowd as like us pulling that out of our asses, where it's like, no, you're the crowd now.
Well, that's
Whereas-
something to discuss in private chambers, perhaps not in front of a crowd.
Okay.
Okay, so we say then that Paco saw who's say what you will about his aptitude. He was seen running from us, and he can identify who started the fire.
The crowd, are you gonna perform? The crowd kind of laughs. They sort of chuckle like, Perko.
Yeah,
He's an idiot.
fine.
You won your first
yeah.
your first performance, your first argument to the court. You sit there. I am not a learned man by any means, but yes, you succeed. 2 1s. Good thing you're not pushing that one, right?
No. I'm not going to push it. My empathy right now is too important.
Yeah. So yeah, you give your argument. Perko knows what took place, and the crowd just kind of chuckles, like, "The village idiot!" You hear someone shout out, and they all kind of laugh. And you see Perko kind of break from the crowd, and he pushes his way through, and he makes his way over to you guys, and he stands with you. And he's
Really?
holding. What? Go ahead.
He stands next to us?
Yeah, he stands with you guys.
Oh, I like this little dummy.
And he's holding
His face is all scarred up.
Yeah.
Going to
Yeah,
the
from
glass.
being pulled through a window. He's holding actually in his arms a cloak, a black cloak, and something in like a jug, and he drops it in front of you guys. And the black cloak is all like singed, and it's got burn marks in it, and it stinks of like you pick it up and you smell it's like an accelerant of some sorts. And he drops this in front of you, And the crowd's just like, what is that? What is he doing? What's the idiot? What a moron. Get out of here. Where'd you steal that from, Perko? And they're all just, get the moron out of here.
Agari shouts over the din to quiet them. This cloak here is singed, and I assume I smell the jug. I assume the jug is also an accelerant of some kind.
Yeah, like let's say it's spilling out onto the ground, and yeah, it's the same smell.
And if the good Rust brother would examine the cloak, it is singed and it smells of the same accelerant that Parko has presented before us. Now, for those of you who are unaware, by smelling the cloak, I can find its owner. Now, I understand
Oh,
my position here would be quite convenient, but I recognize this. But hopefully, the good Rust brother would allow me to would indulge us.
that's your kin talent,
Perhaps.
right?
Yeah, that's my
Hunting
kin talent.
instincts? Yeah, that's legit. He can do this.
This is a thing, and again, I'm playing on my people's connection with Rust Brothers, hoping the Rust Brother will identify that, and hopefully if the cloak caught fire, hopefully the person wearing it got burned. And I say this, these burn marks on the cloak belong to someone. So this time, let's see. Ugh. Nothing. Oh, damn it! I forgot the. Oh well.
You forgot
I
the
will.
advanced roller? Or?
Yeah, I forgot to do.
Oh yeah,
That's all right. I'll just push it. I'll push it and take the damage.
He shakes his head. He goes. He looks at the crowd. And he holds his arms up and he goes, "I am familiar with his kind. They are very skilled in tracking. I say we allow him to pick up the scent and track who this belongs to." So he leans down and picks up the cloak and hands it to you.
All right. Well, I spend one of my beauty points and I breathe deep into this cloak.
Yeah.
And then I drop down on all fours, and like a bloodhound, I sniff out the owner.
Yeah. So the talent, what does it let you do again?
He starts chasing his tail because it's him.
What's
Starts chasing his tail because it's him.
Oh no! It was me.
Oh, what is that? I'm turning the page here. For the kin abilities. Where are they? Because you get hunting instincts, 100% your talent for your kin.
I never thought that would actually come in handy.
It's made for tracking. It gives you like crazy bonuses to tracking.
Your prey must be in a line of sight or be a scent to follow. And I can track the prey for the whole day.
This is like you don't even need to roll for it. You start sniffing the air and your nose starts twitching, and you kind of start you start following a trail a little bit around the circle that you're in, and you get right up in the face of some of the people in the crowd, the angry mob, and you're sniffing them and up and down, and you're making your way, and it's starting to bring you around to the steps of Mrs. Palmer's, and you're sniffing guards and people as you get closer and closer and closer, and standing at her side are the same ones that were standing up for her last night in the town square, and that's Olm, the owner of the tavern, number 8, the blacksmith, and the game master, huntmaster for the village, and you're sniffing, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and it eventually brings you to the game master of the village, and there is no doubt that he is reeking of the smell of this accelerant. The others around him might not be able to pick it up. It's assumed that he's washed it off, but you pick it up clear as day, off of him. Like, it's on his hands, it's on his body. The cloak has his scent. You can even pick up his scent within the fibers of the cloak within it, and you stop at him, the game master.
Does he have any burn marks on?
Does he have any what? Sorry, you broke up.
Burn marks. And any burns or like
Look for singed hair on his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, singed hair or anything?
Yeah, you're sniffing his hands, and he's like, whoa, get this creature away from me. What? Get this thing out of here. What is the meaning of this? And yeah, you're sniffing his hands, and you look closer as you're sniffing around, and he's trying to like keep you away. And yeah, you see some burn marks on his hands. It looks like he may have got caught by the accelerant when he lit the fire.
I yell out to the crowd and the Rust brother, the huntsman. The cloak belongs to the huntsman, and his hands are burned. He's been caught. I wait for a beat. Red-handed.
Mrs. Polymer this is ridiculous, and her people are like, whoa, what is this? No, Fike wouldn't do that. And the Rust brother holds up his arms and his hands and silence, Fike, step forward. And he's just, no, this is ridiculous. I did not do this. And he's just putting up a fight struggle and refuses. He's putting his arms behind his back and in his pockets, and he's just fidgeting. And the Rust brother starts to make his way towards him, and the game master is not cooperating, and he reaches out for him and he grabs him. This big lumbering man grabs him and by his shoulder and yanks him into the middle of the crowd where you guys are standing, and to the ground. And he demands, hold out your hands, and he points his sword at him. And with that, the game master's just panicked, and he holds his hands out, and the Rust brother can clearly see the burn marks there. And he yanks him up, and he takes both of his arms and one of each of his hands, and he holds up the crowd and goes, here is your culprit. This is the one that started the fire of the boats. Who do you work for? Who put you up to this? And Vike is just trembling at this point, and he points. It was her to Miss Polymer, and the crowd is just losing their minds at this point. And the side from the south is just, they're inching forward and inching forward and inching forward, and they're pushing to overthrow her at this point. And the Rust brothers gets between them and Mrs. Polymer, and he turns to Yao and he goes, What do you think we do? Her man took your boats. What would be retribution? And Yawim just smiles. He puts his hand up to his chin and he goes, we kill her. We take her life. And I become the new elder of this village. No more of this, the rule under this witch. We will prosper under my leadership. We'll bring in trade and people. And the hollows will grow, and half the crowd starts cheering, and the other half's kind of muttering. And Miss Polymer looks like she is scared for her life because people are closing in, and the Rust Brother's kind of standing back, and he's not really stopping them anymore. And with Yawim's words, the crowd, his side is just going mental, and they're closing in on her. And the militiamen are looking at themselves as the crowds come in, and these are their neighbors, their friends, and they put down their arms. If you remember correctly, these men were mistreated by her. She's rather rude to her men, and they kind of stand down and they leave her side as the crowd like makes their way in, and just envelops her. And she is swept away at the crowd. You don't know what takes place. You hear screaming and such, and the Rust brother stands there with his back to the scene, still holding the culprit of the crime. And from what you could tell, Miss Palmer is no more, and Yawim emerges victorious from this crowd. He goes, "I am the new elder. Today we prosper. No more crumbling walls. No more taxes. We'll make the Hollows great. We'll welcome the travelers and the outsiders from the other side now that the blood mists have lifted, and we will forge a new era." And the crowd's, yeah, and like half of them are kind of like, "Oh man, like what just happened?" Public execution. But the Rust brother just kind of stands there and he hauls away the culprit of the crime. But as he's leaving, he turns to you and goes, "You are free to go. You have committed no crimes. You have proven your innocence. This village will no longer hold you in contempt, and you are welcome here. Thank you for finding the true culprit of this crime." And he just drags the game.
Nice. That's nice, away. But where can we collect on our goblin ears?
Come see me later, and I will pay you for your bounty.
Gotcha.
Solid.
And we're at closing time, so we're gonna end there. We've got some new government in the Hollows, and yeah, we've got some rumor of some more goblins out there, and I know some people want to go find some artifacts and make their way to town. So we're gonna leave off there with session 2. I forgot to give you guys experience last time. So for last session and this session, and I know you weren't here, Gary. Oh man, I got your name wrong at the end. Gary. You're gonna get the experience as well. I like to keep it even. So in total, everybody's gonna get 5 experience, and that's for both sessions altogether. You guys did some good role playing, so that was a good session. You guys did really, really well. You guys took it in a direction I was not expecting it, but you guys got your way out of the mess, and I thought you did pretty good. I always like an award, some good role playing. We had ourselves a makeshift trial here.
Yeah. And we made a friend.
And you made a friend. Which one?
Parry?
Parko.
Perko. P-E-R-K-O. Perko. You can call him Paco. Whatever you guys were calling him, that's fine. He's mute. He's not going to correct you.
He's a fire witch.
Do you think so? All right.
That's definitely what Grit.
5 experience. That's it for this week. We got to have some of our combat. We got a hell of a lot more rolls going on. I think you guys are finding the voices of your characters, I should say, after 2 sessions, which is always good. And you're coming together as a party and as a group, which is always great. And we had some unexpected things like smashing windows with our heads and stuff, which is always fun. But we'll call it a night, and hopefully we're back again next week. We don't have a 2-week lull between playing again, and we'll pick up where we left off, and maybe we'll be venturing out onto the map now that we're done with the Hollows for now. The Hollows is meant to be an anchor, so I'm sure we'll be back. But good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing. For those of you who joined us for part of it or all of it, I know Oak's been here the whole time. And we'll be back next week.